This is the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. We will be taking this timeline game by game. We will ignore every game or book that comes after the game that we are focusing on. However, we will allow any game that came previously to the game that we are looking at. Now onto the timeline of only the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. The first event in the timeline starts on June 26th, year unknown. According to the first article, 2 kids were seen on camera lured by a man in a mascot costume and were not seen since then. The following morning, according to the second article, 5 kids are now missing and the man has been caught and charged. This took place on June 27th, year unknown. According to the third article, Freddy's was being threatened with shutdowns due to sanitation violations. Blood was coming from the robots. Month unknown, day unknown, year unknown. The next event in the timeline was the bite of 87. Phone Guy states that the robots could walk around during the day. However, this bite restricted them to moving around only at night.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up, they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87.
Month unknown, day unknown, year 1987. The following event is on April 1st, 1990. This was when America's minimum wage rate increased to about $4 an hour. This is present on Mike's paycheck, $120 a week. Mike worked 6 hours times 5 days he worked equals 30 full hours of work. 120 divided by 30 equals $4 an hour. The next event is Phone Guy's death on November 4th, 1990. The pre-recorded message states that Phone Guy worked before Mike and that he was finishing up his last week.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact.
Then he died on his 4th night, presumably on Thursday since most people work Monday through Friday.
Hey, wow, day 4. I knew you could do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
After he died, the business needed to fill his job. Which brings us now to Mike taking the job on November 8th, 1990. Mike works through the week and gets his check on Friday, November 12th, 1990. He works for his overtime paycheck on November 13th, 1990. He works for a final day and gets fired on November 14th, 1990. The fourth article states that Freddy's will be shut down permanently at the end of the year. We can assume this means that it will shut down near December 31st, 1990. And that is the end of the first game's timeline. Next, we will look at what the second game, and only the second game, adds to the timeline.